mentioned this in my previous video, non-negotiables. So I'm calling this video non-negotiables. Excellent. Right. So what am I talking about? In our experience, when using cloud technologies, there are, in my opinion, 3 non-negotiables. And by this, I mean that these 3 things have to be considered, have to be committed to in order to really drive success from the adoption and use of cloud platforms. Number 1, code everything. This is a great example of the difference between the cloud paradigm versus traditional computing. If you look previously at test automation, for example, there was generally a rule of thumb as to when you automated a test. That was a calculation about how much effort and cost it would take to manually execute that test versus the cost and effort of coding that test and then maintaining that code. And there was a break-even point where any further executions of the automated test would essentially reduce the cost of that test automation. That's not true when we're talking about infrastructure as code, everything as code. The most important thing about coding everything is that it provides you a single version, an up-to-date version of the truth. So if you deploy an environment once or you deploy it a million times, the value of coding everything is that you have a central repository, a record of that environment, of that platform. You have a single version of the truth, a version of the truth that you can always return to, and you're not reliant on comparing environments. You're not reliant on individuals updating your configuration management tool. You're not reliant on humans to essentially remember and to be able to build any further environments, any future environments, any additional environments as a replica of the source. By committing everything to code, you are assuring yourself that one version of the environment is the same as another. Not only that, you are speeding up the provisioning of the environments. You are vastly enabling your use of cloud technology in the way it should be. You are looking to maximize that value and benefit. You are looking to optimize that use of cloud technology. It's also very important if you're looking at the second non-negotiable, which is cost optimization. It is incredibly valuable to design and engineer with cost in mind. Engineering FinOps is a white paper that will be released very soon. It's fully drafted. It's a fantastic piece of writing by my colleague John Short, and it goes into the different aspects of FinOps. But one of the things that is most important and why coding everything is so important is that to reduce your cost and to use cloud technology as it should be used, on demand over always on, you need to reduce the persistence of your environments. Your environments should be provisioned on demand, used for their specific purpose, and then destroyed if they're no longer needed. That reduces your persistence. It actually reduces the amount of compute, cloud services that you use, so that you are only using those services as you need them. And coding and cloud automation obviously enables that. And it is a significant part, a significant element to your cost optimization. Obviously, there is a lot more to cost optimization. You need to look at use of reserved instances. You need to look at sizing. You need to look at scale. You need to look at the various different cost of service. There is a lot to cost optimization. There is a lot to FinOps. But one of the key parts to FinOps is that if you have coded everything, if you're using cloud automation appropriately, then you are able to build your environments on demand. Not only does it reduce cost, but obviously you're reducing the amount of compute, the amount of cloud services that you're drawing down on, which naturally has an impact on the environment, because you're reducing the amount of power that you're consuming, the amount of heat that you're creating. It's good all round. The third is the need for expertise. Appreciate the significance of getting it right and the significance of getting it wrong. That cloud technology is not something that you should learn on the job. It's not something that you should embark on. Your cloud journey is not something you should embark on trial and error. It's too important for that. There is too significant an opportunity to fundamentally transform the way your organisation consumes technology for you to ignore that and rely on a learn as you go mentality. It is so important that you look to seek out the expertise in order to make sure that you get it right from the get-go. That, for me, are the three non-negotiables. There are other parts, obviously, to cloud technology, the principles that you adopt when looking to build, to design and build your cloud platform. But these, for me, are the three most highest that you need to keep in your mind when you're looking at using cloud. Thank you.